slashers and scream queens, and welcome to the Horror Daddies Show,
a podcast where we talk about horror movies
and the daddies in them.
Before we start everything, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. It is his birthday.
It is my birthday today. And that could also be you if you tell us when is your birthday and we can sing to you.
He really wants to sing happy birthday to somebody.
Yeah.
But how does it feel?
I feel the same.
Yeah, same shit.
Yep.
Just a different day.
Yep.
But
also happy Easter.
And happy. I mean, fucking forget about Easter. It's your birthday. It's your day.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jesus, take that.
Okay.
But yeah, how old are you turning?
28.
28. Still look good though.
Almost 30.
It's almost there. It's creeping in.
I know, and then my knees won't be able to twerk for me no more.
Yeah, you can. You're still young. You're only old if you make yourself old.
That is very true.
You were twerking good yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. I'm still 21 at heart.
There you go.
Thanks.
That's a good attitude.
Yeah, always.
But that 30's gonna creep in like the slasher of this movie.
Ooh.
What movie are we watching today, Carlos?
So today we already watched A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors from 1987, directed by Chuck Russell and written by Wes Craven, Bruce Wagner, Frank Darabont, and Chuck Russell.
God damn, there's a lot of writers. Jesus. Oh, what a great movie.
Pure gold.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So, first thoughts. So, okay, I know this is one of your favorite movies.
Sorry, I should have said that.
That's fine.
I keep looking at it. Yeah. For people watching, yeah.
So, like, how did you come to this movie? Do you have any stories, like, from your childhood?
So, I don't remember this one from my childhood. Watching it today, what scene was it? It might have been the Jennifer scene. That kind of, like, hit me. Like, I think I did see this as younger.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to just say the most recent was maybe a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Rewatching all the Freddy movies, and I was like, wow. Like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Like, I've always heard, I know the movies kind of go down into quality, but I feel like it stays up for a while because 1, 2, and 3 are fantastic.
Yes, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not here to, I'm trying to do this thing where I don't talk about the sequels when we're doing a movie, but one more time here. When I did the marathon and I got to 3 was such top tier. Mm-hmm. Then I got to 4. And 4 was still good. Yeah. But you can feel the downgrade a bit. And I was like, okay, I'm seeing how it's starting to go downhill from here, and it does. Yeah. In my opinion. And yeah. Except we got to New Nightmare, another top tier.
Oh, that is a good.
And then Freddy vs. Jason, top tier.
Everyone getting mad right now.
I know.
Gonna leave a 1-star review.
I mean, like 4 is still solid, but you feel, I felt like
it's a drop in quality.
It dropped in, compared to Dream Warriors. Yeah, in my opinion.
This is my first time watching. Well, I guess second time, but I watched it when we announced it last week. Actually, I did watch it last week, and I was like, "This is so fucking good!" Like the kills, I feel like the only problem I feel like this movie has, I think, is the acting. I think the acting could have been better because I feel like it was just like, we did one take and that's it.
It's forgiven.
But yeah, I feel like you can ignore it because the kills are so creative. Mm-hmm. Freddy doesn't feel like a cartoon character.
Not yet.
Not yet, which I know it gets way worse. Mm-hmm. But it's just so interesting. They're gruesome, all the practical effects. Like, you can feel like they put in their budget on their effects.
And speaking of budget, with a budget of $4.5 million and it grows $44.7 million,
damn.
Which this wasn't the most grossing one. I think it was the Dream Master, which is the one right after.
Okay, but that would make sense. I feel like
because this one was so
popular, it's just like, oh, let's watch the next one, you know. Mm-hmm. But I totally get that. But honestly, I think I read that they put most of their budget into everything, so that's why kind of like everything besides the budget kind of looks a little, But I mean, that's a smart idea.
I told you this one was so good.
Yeah.
And I've been telling him, and I'm just like, go watch it. I had to do it because I had to do it for my birthday, so he had to watch it.
It is not like I don't put it. I think it was never anywhere.
It was on HBO Max for a while.
Oh, that is true. I mean, that's where you can find it if you want to watch it for free.
No, they're not streaming anymore.
What? Yeah. It was last week.
Oh, well, I have it on my phone, so I watched it there because it wasn't streaming anymore.
Oh, I watched it last week on HBO Max, so it's just not there anymore.
Maybe.
Then yeah.
Who knows? Now I need to find out.
Yeah, I have HBO Max here, so bear with us while we.
Oh, you know what happened? My app wasn't working, so I had to watch it on. I own the movie
right there.
Oh,
Nightmare. It's right there.
It's weird because Google doesn't even tell you.
I know. I don't know why Google does that. I think you have to put like where to watch. It's a website that specifically tells you where, but it's right there.
Well, I own it in like 2 different variations, so whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. As long if you have it, Amazon, you can rent it. HBO Max for free.
Speaking of,
unless you're paying for
excuse me, everyone.
This motherfucker.
Freddy fell.
Oh, damn, that's so nice.
Oh, thank you.
Who got you that?
Oh, you did.
Oh,
I forgot. Okay, there. Oh, right there.
Oh, that's beautiful. If you find it if you're watching us on YouTube, you get to see what he's doing.
Okay.
He's putting the
there.
DVD.
Excuse me about that, people.
For Dream Warriors 3.
Fucking Freddy fell.
Or Dream Warriors 3. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yes. So starting Heather Langenkamp as Nancy, Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, Craig Wasson as Neil Gordon, and Patricia Arquette as Kristen, which her brother is David Arquette. Yes, we all know.
Which I didn't know that. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool.
And then we have some of our Dream Warriors, which Ken Sagos is Kincaid, my favorite.
The best.
Rodney Eastman as Joey, Jennifer Rubin as Taryn, Bradley Craig as Philip, Ira Hayden as Will, and Penelope Sandro as Jennifer.
So, did you want to know a little fact about Kincaid, Ken? So, the way he got his role.
Oh, yes.
Dude, it had me dying. So, I guess he went to the audition and the audition people were late for like hours and he was pissed.
And he was also rained on.
Yeah, he was having a shit day. He literally told them off, was like, oh, fuck you, fuck this, and just kind of like left. And they called him for the role because they were like, you're perfect.
And he sure was. He's my favorite.
He literally is our favorite.
He's the embodiment of me.
Yup.
Don't wake me up.
Every time when I watched it, I couldn't stop laughing because I saw Carlos so much in this. Like he don't give a fuck. He goes to sleep. But then when he got his powers, he's ready to throw hands with Freddy.
Krueger, pussy. Love it.
His voice is so great. I love it so much.
But okay, let's jump into this. So Dream Warriors start. So Dream Warrior. Okay, so Freddy here.
You struggled a little bit.
So Freddy here is not as comedic as he gets. It's like a perfect balance. So and then this movie also like it starts off with like this ominous music and it's very like creepy and it's like really close hand shots of like someone making glue and they're building something.
It kind of looks like cum though. Okay. It does.
I mean, if it looks that thick, there might be a problem.
I don't know.
Because it's not, whatever. But it's crazy. We find out it's Kristen and she's like super tired and she's making the Dream Warriors house, which is also right behind me for those of you watching.
And that's where I was like, oh, that's where it's from.
Yeah. I saw the house and I had to buy it.
Yeah, that day was so funny because he kept walking in circles like, I gotta get this. And the lady was like, it's right here just for you.
Yep. And then she gave me a deal on it and I took it.
And look at that.
So now it's right behind me.
It's beautiful.
With
little Freddy on the side.
Yeah, it usually hangs out in another corner of the room or over a thing that says Dream Warriors. Yeah, big thing. Anyway, so it's her. She's building the famous house. She turns up the music. She's like drinking like straight up coffee and it's not like it's like cocaine coffee.
It's instant coffee.
Pretty much.
It's just powder
with Diet Coke.
So you know the song that they play is the Dream Warriors. Yeah, that's the same band.
Yeah.
And I just love the idea that they're like, all right, we're gonna make a song for you, but we gotta be in the movie.
Yep.
Like in the movie.
I mean,
like it's like they have to do a sponsor deal,
which is fine. I mean, she could be that could be her music. I mean, that'd be me. Listen to Ice Nine Kills at 3 a.m, trying not to fall asleep.
Yeah, not to fall asleep because Spencer's whispering and screaming in your ear.
He's coming to get me in my dreams. But her mom comes in because her mom has a hot date waiting for her downstairs, and she's telling her to go to bed. And her mom's like, "Andale."
That's what she's trying to do. She's like, "Hurry up! I'm trying to go to sleep."
And then like, and Chris is like, "Mom, like I can't sleep. I'm having nightmares." She's like, "I got a man downstairs," and you hear the man go like, Where's the bourbon? So you know they drinking.
Oh, she looked good. Like she is dressed up.
Yeah.
They went on a fancy dinner. She's just trying to do her OnlyFans at home.
I love that her mom's character is always yelling at her and telling her to hurry up and andale because she does it in the fourth one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
But so she's like, Kristen falls asleep and then she wakes up and she's outside and she's right in front of the nightmare house. All these little creepy kids singing the little lullaby.
Yeah, and this is the first time that we see a little boy, right?
I don't
remember that in the first or second.
No,
one.
it was always little girls, and I was like, oh, they actually have a little boy doing the jump rope in this movie. I didn't realize that one until now.
Yeah.
But she's in front of a little girl. The little girl says, "I gotta go." She goes in the house and says, "Little girl, don't go in that damn house." So she still does though. Kristen goes in the house, goes down to the basement. She finds the little girl. The boiler room turns on, and then she's like, Freddy's home.
And I do love the imagery of this. Like the furnace is the furnace is like covered in like little like bones and skulls. I think that looks so cool. And then it all lights on fire.
The kids he's murdered.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. And I do love what did she say? It was like, he takes me here.
This is where he brings us.
This is where he brings us, and we get like intense music. And okay, this bitch knows that she's dreaming. Why is she saving the little girl?
She don't know that.
Like she's like, come here, little girl, let's go.
I've had many dreams where I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I was dreaming. You don't know sometimes you don't know when you're dreaming.
Okay, she was on her bed outside. That's when I'm like, oh, I'm definitely dreaming.
I would have still believed the fucking dream. Everything I'm like, oh damn, that was the only dream. Thank God. There's some dreams I wake up and I'm like, fuck. But
I do love that she runs with the little girl, like all her
slowing
her down.
Okay, when she picks her up, I saw her. I'm assuming it turns out to be a skeleton little girl, but she bumps her head against something, and it's really funny because it's like, oh my God, poor child.
That poor child got abused.
But she's running away from Freddy, and this is like this long hallway, and you kind of see a shadow passing by, and she gets stuck like in like some type of like, what do they call it? What do you call it?
It's like, I would say like quicksand, but it's not.
No, the one that they make the streets with.
Oh, it's like fuck.
It's supposed to be tar.
Like tar?
Yeah, tar. And
she's like slowing down, but I do love that they slow the footage down.
Yeah,
so it looks like she's extra slow.
You know what she's doing? The dance, so she's moving up her legs up and down. She's like, she's a maniac, maniac. As Freddy's coming towards her.
Yeah, the maniac is coming to get your ass.
He is. But she gets away right as he slashes, and she runs into this room where all these dead kids. Which I feel like this scene would have been. I mean, I didn't really pay attention to their outfits, but it would have been perfect if it was like kids from previous movies.
Oh, I see. Like where you can
reenact the outfits. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
But
like
we
Johnny
never know.
Depp.
Yeah, we just know that Freddy kills every fucking child that comes into Elm Street.
Yup, he don't fuck around.
No, that's why in part 6 there's no children in the town.
He's bored.
Yeah.
He's like, well,
yeah, that's why he sends another kid to be like, go get more kids. But the little girl say, hey, put me down. It's like a skeleton child. And yeah, and this is where it's like a dream within a dream, because she like wakes up and she goes to the bathroom, and then Freddy's in the mirror, and then the sink handles turn into like one turns into the hand, the other into the glove,
and it like grabs her hand. And I think it looks so cool.
It looks really cool. And he's in the mirror like laughing, and then her mom walks in, she's awake, and it makes it look like she was cutting herself.
Yeah, so she has like a giant slash on her hand while holding a razor blade.
And the mom is just staring at her like for like a few good seconds, just staring at her. And she falls over and
and then she reacts.
Yes.
It's not the blood that's coming out of her wrist. It's her falling that she's worried about.
I was like, ma'am, your daughter's literally standing there bleeding. Move it.
With like blood splattered on the fucking mirror.
Yeah. But that's something I like about Freddy, that he makes it look like it's a suicide.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's a good thing. What I'm saying is that that's how he kind of gets away with it, even though it wouldn't be realistic.
Yeah. Well, because it also makes it believable for the people that live in that world to be like,
they don't believe the children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, you're just, you're not mentally okay. You're just making an excuse pretty much, which that's something that they talk about throughout this entire movie. This movie is the topic of suicide. Like that's like the whole thing.
Because even the next scene where we meet Max and Dr. Gordon, you hear over the radio that there's been 2 more suicides in the last few days or something like that. So yeah, we meet them, and then we meet Taryn and Jennifer. Taryn is kind of like a drug addict in recovery. Yup. She's also having nightmares. Jennifer likes to smoke.
She's a previous addict, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like
she did heroin or some shit.
She stuck the needles up her arms basically. And then Jennifer, she's like, she wants to be an actress, but she's having, nightmares. All the kids in this facility are dreaming the same thing. Obviously,
that's sort of their common trope. But of course, nobody believes them, and they're saying that it's just like them putting an excuse to their mental illness, pretty much.
So then we meet Dr. Sims. Her and Dr. Gordon are basically the ones treating all these kids, and then this is when Kristen has a freak out because they bring her to the facility, and she's fighting everybody that comes in that room because they're trying to sedate her because she's having, obviously she doesn't want to keep dreaming. Excuse me.
You okay there? You need some water? I got some water. Bitch, look at that. Bam. Do you want some?
No.
Okay.
So they try to grab her. She gets she kicks Neil in the balls because he's trying to sedate her. Then she grabs the scalpel. She cuts Max up, and I'm like, Max, 6 feet.
You got a little too close.
Yeah. And then she starts singing the lullaby, and when she gets to 7 and 8, then Nancy sings the 9 and 10 part, Never Sleep Again. And we see Nancy again.
And then the big reveal, which I have a theory. Of course, I can't go back and check, but this was supposed to be like a Nancy's back, bitch.
Yeah.
Like everyone's surprised. Like, woo, we got her back. Because she wasn't in the second one.
What's her name on the poster?
No, I don't think so. I want to see, but it's right here. Oh,
they don't do that.
No.
Okay, then maybe Nancy.
Oh no, Heather Langenkamp. It is there.
She's definitely not a surprise. Then.
But back in the day, because back in the day they didn't got IMDb that they could just check it.
Yeah.
In the teaser trailer is the opening shot of her making the little house. Yeah. It doesn't show anything else.
Which I like it because it's like going in circles and around the house, and then Freddy's hand pops out of it, which I want to reenact that, but I don't want to do it with this house.
Yeah, just make another one.
Yeah, someone please. So yeah, Nancy's here. She calms her down, gives her a hug, and then we cut to Neil and Nancy talking outside, trying to see why they're trying to help these kids. The kids are basically having trouble with their nightmares or whatever. This is when he mentions a kid here that killed himself because he cut off his eyelashes so he wouldn't sleep or whatever. And there's a fan theory out there that is Jesse from part 2, which that's very sad. So that means Jesse's also dead.
That is really sad because we like Jesse. We're Jesse stan in this house.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense that like he would.
I guess to continue the lore, the continuation of this this story, because the house is also already abandoned. Yeah, as we see
in the family. I'm assuming they moved and everything. So yeah, I get it.
So she drops some medication as she's leaving, and this is when we get introduced to the Hypnosil. And then Max gives her a tour. She introduces her to 2 more, Philip and Kincaid. Yep. Which Philip does marionettes, which is really cool. And then Kincaid is just, I guess, angry.
Yeah, and they call Philip. he just has an attitude. Yeah. That's true. He doesn't have like a motive. It was he's just mad.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is the one that you're never probably see a lot because he's always in the quiet room. And it's like, okay, make the black kid the angry one.
For real.
Why don't you?
That's so true. But I do like that Philip is like, they call him the walker because he sleepwalks. That's his whole thing. Again, Kincaid, I don't know unless I missed it, but he doesn't have like a motive. He just has the same. He just has weird dreams.
Yeah, because he's having dreams too. So maybe I want to say that Kincaid is just, since they make him out to be the angry man, that he fought people.
Yeah, and he was dangerous or something.
And then he's having dreams, so he probably started hitting his family.
Maybe.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, probably. But again, I think he's super likable. But
I love him. And we also then meet Joey, who has a crush on this nurse, and he doesn't speak because he can't speak it. And he has a teardrop tattoo that then disappears. Yeah. So I don't know if he drew it on while he was there and then it just washed away.
It was so random because they kind of like really emphasize it.
I think they forgot about it.
Probably. They have to, because it's literally like a couple scenes later, it's gone. And even I was watching it with you and I'm like, I didn't even notice that fucking tattoo.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, it's like right there.
Yeah, he just has a crush on this nurse, and I mean, of course, the nurse is just working, and he helps her out to pick up some towels, and then a male nurse comes over and goes, "Hey, girl, what's up? I'll help you with this."
He's problematic.
He's definitely problematic. Mm-hmm. He's trying to get his dick wet.
Yup, by everyone.
Anybody.
So then Nancy goes to see Kristen's mom. She's trying to ask her like when did this start? What is happening with Kristen? Her mom is pretty much saying that all she wants is attention. There's nothing wrong with her. Jesus. And Nancy's like, all right, bitch, well, I can't talk to you, it seems, and I gotta go.
You're problematic, huh?
Yeah. And she goes to grab Kristen's stuff, and while she's grabbing Kristen's stuff, she notices the house Kristen made, and Nancy takes it. Mm-hmm. And then this is when we get Dr. Gordon Googling Hypnosil.
It is like this super old ass TV, bunch of text, computer. It's like so big. It's just outrageously big.
And obviously this was before Google, so that was a joke.
And I do love that like the Hypnosil is like, it's like Hypnosil, experimental. And he's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's like amazed. Like,
which I like the idea of the pill. It's like to stay away from Krueger.
Yeah. And I get it.
Or to not have dreams, I guess.
Yeah, I know people always have like the whole critique that it's like, oh, it's just like a fucking like one, like a plot point or like plot armor, like just by Hypnosis you'll be fine.
It's because it makes sense why Nancy hasn't been having any weird, because Krueger will come back for her.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing is like she would remember him, but it's like that prevents you from dreaming.
Yeah, like she knows him and remembers him, but she won't dream about him.
He's like, okay, I guess that's fine.
And here comes my favorite dream sequence. Spoiler alert, which is when Kristen falls asleep. There's a tricycle that comes into the room, but it's not Jigsaw. And she winds up back in the Elm Street house, and there's like a pig jump scare out, which is really cool. And then this giant Freddy worm attacks her, and I fucking love this scene.
It's so
the
fucking
music,
cool. Yeah,
the way he attacks her, like just comes out like a fucking Tremor and just grabs her and then starts eating her whole body.
Was Tremor already out for this?
No.
No. Okay, I was gonna say because it's literally just like Tremors. Like you see him before you even see what it is. It like trails under the carpet, on the walls and shit, and then like it comes out. Like it literally comes out and slams her on the ground. Like it looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, and I do like that. It's like music as it's trolling around the room, and then it gets quiet for a second, and you think everything's gone, and then he pops out.
And it's like this giant, I mean, for who hasn't seen the movie, it's just like a giant Freddy head that's like the shape of an anaconda, bitch. Like, it is huge.
I like that you compared it to an anaconda. I've heard penis before.
Damn, imagine that.
A
penis that you can fit inside it.
Ew. So this is when we find out that Kristen has like the ability to pull people into her dreams. So she pulls Nancy into her dream, and every time someone gets pulled into the dream, like they fall through a mirror, which I think that's cool. It's like a mirror's like the way through the dream.
Oh, I see. Because I was gonna say Nancy fell into her chair, but she came out of a mirror, right?
Yeah. And this is when Nancy helps her, and Freddy she stabs Freddy in the eye, and Freddy sees who it is, and he's like, you, which I was like, you, reunion. Yeah. 40 years later, maybe. And then
and Freddy
I'm a bad bitch, you can't kill me.
That's what Nancy said.
And then Nancy's like,
I give a fuck because I don't.
And they wake up, and then the next day, this is when Nancy confronts her about like, oh, how did you do that last night? And she kind of tells her that she used to do when she was younger with her dad, and eventually she just thought that it was just all, fake in her imagination.
Yeah, because like he would describe them as his dreams.
Yes.
So she immediately in her head was just like, oh, okay, it was just a dumb dream that we both had coincidentally.
Yep, every fucking day.
Imagine we woke up and just had the same dream. That'd be so strange.
I wish I could just pull people into my dreams.
That would be cool. Maybe the situation of the episode, maybe I'll put you in that situation.
Okay.
We'll see.
So we get our first group session where we meet all the Dream Warriors, and they're all talking about how they all have the same nightmare, and it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It's the same man, and we got this bitch ass Karen that don't believe none of them.
Dr. Sims does not believe any single one of them. She thinks that they're all crazy. Well, not crazy because she's a doctor, but she's trying to fix them.
She thinks they're crazy.
Low key, she thinks they crazy. And we kind of get to meet. They're meeting Nancy as this go along, so we're kind of meeting their personalities too. So like Will, he's in a wheelchair. Apparently, he tried killing himself, and he ended up paralyzed.
Yeah, I think he jumped. He was trying to jump, and he paralyzed himself.
Then Joey doesn't talk for some reason.
Yeah, they don't explain like ever even like what he did or anything. He just can't. They say he doesn't talk anymore. Instead of like he can't talk, they just say he doesn't. So I don't know. I don't know.
He must have went through something.
Yeah.
And then Taryn, she almost overdosed. Jennifer, she just wants to be an actress. And she loves to smoke.
She just wants to be an actress. The way you say it is so funny.
An actress. Kincaid, the angry one.
Just angry black man.
Yeah.
That's poorly how they have to describe it, but yeah, that's pretty much
it. And then Philip's kind of a smart ass.
Oh yeah, he's just an asshole.
Yeah. Because he's like, why are we here?
Yeah, like, yeah, we ain't crazy, ho.
That's why him and Kincaid are roommates.
Yeah, let's put the angry ones together.
Yeah. So the group session ends, and then we get Joey, Taryn, and Will playing like D&D kind of.
Yeah, he's like the Dungeons and Dragon. What's it called? Dungeon Master?
He's the Wizard Master.
Yeah, which
he calls himself. Like, Joey's not my favorite.
Bitch, you can't even walk.
Audacity.
It's kind of offensive that they have the walker as well as Philip, because I'd be a little bit offended. I'm like, why are you saying that? Because I'm on a fucking wheelchair. I'd be upset. I'd be like, can you call him something else? The sleepwalker.
Same thing. He's still walking. But Joey, they put the kids to sleep. They're basically, it's nighttime. They have a curfew. So Joey and Will have to do this thing, I guess, where they take turns sleeping. Yeah. And one's awake, one's asleep. Make sure they're not having any nightmares or one of them gets murdered. As this is happening, Neil and Nancy are having dinner. Nancy is trying to warn Neil about the whole nightmare thing that's happening, and this is where I think she brings the idea for the kids to take Hypnosil. Yeah. So they stop having these weird nightmares.
But it's like the doctor brings it up like she's doing crack. Like it's like, because she's like, hey,
it's
like
not FDA approved.
Yeah, like, whoa, big deal. But it's like, my thing is that like she's kind of like low key being like, she hasn't told them like she's been going through them. Yeah, like she's been through that.
Well, because she's gonna sound crazy like the kids.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But it's like, I feel like I guess because they're like not taking them serious because they're kids, and they're like, oh, they're just being they're mentally ill, because that's the whole thing. It's like a stigma. But if Nancy would have been like, yo, listen to me, it's gonna work. Yeah. Like, but she doesn't. She kind of keeps it low key. She kind of just says, "Hey, I've been through the same thing," and he goes, "Well, me too." Whereas it's more like, "Oh, we were both suicidal back then." That's how he's taking it. But
she also lets her gives her whole family history, how her mom died and her dad is like a drunk now. But so then we get Philip's nightmare, which also another favorite of mine, which it's him as a Freddy. It's like a claymation of Freddy turning into like a puppet, and then the puppet turns Big Freddy, and then Big Freddy comes and cuts out like Philip's veins or tendons from like each limb, and then he basically puppeteers him into like to jump off the side of the building, which this is when Joey notices Philip on that side of the building about to jump, and then he wakes up. I'm not sorry. Is it Joey? Yeah, Joey. Yeah. And then Will, two skinny white boys. I get them confused. And
I love that he drags them off the bed.
He drags them off the bed. I'm like, I am asleep.
Motherfucker, don't do that. But I get it. Someone's trying to, end themselves.
So Will is screaming. Joey tries to get help. The nurse is like, what do you want, Joey? And Joey's like, takes her lunch and just starts banging all the doors with the tray.
Smart.
And then all the kids are screaming. And then you see Freddy from on the sky just puppeteering Philip. And then he like cuts him loose and he falls to his death.
Yeah, I do like that you made a good point, because we do see the dream sequence cutting to real life, and it's like the dream sequence, you see his tendons and like someone's controlling him and he's kind of walking.
Looks so cool.
Which I don't know if you've ever seen the movie of like The Amazing Spider-Man, and it's like it's Philip with his fucking tendons. So like like out. I think it's so funny. But then he walks, you see him in the real world, and he's just like sleepwalking, because Kincaid see him walking and goes, all right, asshole, go to bye-bye, and like he just goes back to sleep. And Then he walks through a fucking door, locked a door.
That doesn't make sense.
And I'm like, and you were like, that doesn't make sense at all.
No.
And I was like, oh yeah, I can see that.
Because it's like, how did your body get through that door if it's real life?
Yeah, like because it's literally bolted, locked.
Yeah, because they're not allowed out. So I don't know. I guess they needed a cool kill and they needed somewhere to establish it. What I guess.
Yeah, they're like they won't notice.
Mm-hmm.
We noticed.
Which another thing, it's like, this is the thing with Freddy. Sometimes it's like the dreams. I don't know. So like, wouldn't his tendons also be out in the real world if he did that? Because that's the whole thing. It's like,
where like what happens in the dream happens in real life. And that's the whole argument that I've heard about this movie, is that this breaks rules of the Freddy lore. But
all of them do.
Yeah, it's literally like from the first one and on. It's like they're adding shit in. Sometimes they take out.
And they take out. Yep.
It's just what happens with story. Like they kind of rewrite stuff.
Yep.
It just depends how good it is and how bad it is. I don't think it affects this movie that much.
No. If you it's a dream. Don't put too much thought into it.
Yeah, really. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I like that more, that you don't see what's happening, and in the real world it just looks like he's sleepwalking, like he looks normal. So
I wonder if Freddy can just make it look like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And then make it look like and then something is happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I can believe that. Like, I believe that, like, if someone turns around or looks at him and goes, oh, he's just crazy. Like, and that's
Freddy's real, y'all. Then we have our second group session where everyone's kind of going at each other because they saw this kid pretty much jump to his death, and they're like, he didn't do it. It was someone murdered him, and Dr. Sims is not believing them. And
it's
this is
so toxic. Like, they're literally like, no, he was fucking weak and he killed himself, and you're all weak and you should stop. And I'm like,
which is like, you should not be telling kids that,
especially in like a suicide like camp thing. Like, you don't do that.
But then
oh my God.
Dr. Sin's like, I'm just gonna sedate all of y'all and y'all all gonna go to sleep. And King K's like, fuck, you're not gonna put me to sleep.
He's ready to throw hands.
He's like, I'm gonna beat your ass if you try to put me to sleep.
Hey bitch, what's up, bitch? Suck my dick.
And Dr. Sims is like, oh Lord, and she calls for help. She calls for help.
She gets so scared.
Yeah. And then King Kid is like, ain't nobody gonna put me to sleep. I wanna go sleep. And they take him away. And then this is when Nancy's like, we should really put them on Hypnosis like right now.
Yep.
And then Dr. Gordon agrees, and Dr. Sin's like, oh, hell to the nah.
I do like the theory that like Nancy and the doctor slept together and he fell in love with Nancy. He's like, we gotta do whatever she says.
Yeah, because at first he's like, I'm not doing that. And then Nancy like gives him a look right here in this, and he goes, Dr. Sins, we need to prescribe them Hypnosis.
Every time he sleeps together, it's like, she convinced me.
Yeah. The power of the pussy. But
so that she prescribes it, but then Dr. Sims doesn't believe him.
No.
Or like, she's like, I know what it is. I just can't believe what I'm hearing.
And he's like, either you gonna let me do it or I'm gonna leave. And if I or I'm gonna just tell on you.
Yeah, because you a fucking bitch.
Like, I don't like her.
I can't.
But I guess that's her character. Like,
yeah.
Some of these adults here, and that's the thing with like nightmare movies, is like the adults never believe the kids. They're kind of unlikable.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I wish Freddy would kill some of the parents.
Yeah, like the people that deserve it.
Yeah, like that other guy nurse whose name I forgot. But
yeah.
He should have fucking died too.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do anything with him.
Because he doesn't go after older people.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why in Freddy versus Jason doesn't give a fuck who it is. Then we get Jennifer's nightmare sequence, which is the famous welcome to prime time, bitch. So Jennifer's watching TV. Max comes in. It's like, hey, it's time for bed. And then she's like, oh, just please let me go to sleep, or let me stay up and watching TV. I can't handle all this going on. And Max is like, okay, but I never saw you. And she's watching TV. She's falling asleep. She even smoking a cigarette, and she burns herself. Which, if you think about it, earlier in the movie, she was like, hey, can I get my cigarettes back to Neil? Mm-hmm. She never got the permission. So you already know she's sleeping when she's smoking, because she never really, she's not supposed to have the cigarettes.
That's true.
That's a little detail there, sir.
Oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. I didn't catch that.
So she tries to burn herself to wake up, but she's already sleeping, hence the fact that she has even a cigarette in her hand.
Yeah, and I'm like, how the fuck did she just like have
she's
matches?
She's dreaming about it.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
So she's watching TV, and as she's scrolling through the channels, there's like a talk show, and then Freddy appears in the talk show, and it cuts to the static, and she walks up to the TV, and this is when the Freddy arms come out. Head comes out, and he looks, "Oh, Jennifer, it's time for your big break. Welcome to prime time, bitch."
Wait, this Freddy or Dracula?
Oh, sorry.
Something like Count Dracula, bitch.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Ooh, that was good.
Thank you. That hurt though. So
one of my favorites, honestly. So classic.
All right, he bushes her hand through the TV, and then Max walks in, and she's just dangling.
She's floating.
It's like, how do you explain that she killed herself? Did she like ran? She went from the other side of the room and just fucking ran, jumped on the couch, and just busted her head through the TV. Like, that's what she did. How do we explain that?
And Max is literally trying to figure it out. Like, how the fuck? I just saw her sitting down.
It's so fucking.
Because it's like it cuts to him reacting, and it cuts, and she's literally like 3 feet in the air. Like, there's no way she would have done it herself.
How did she do that? This episode is brought to you by
Manscape. Manscape are the best in the below the waist grooming for all men. They have precision engineered tools for your balls to feel nice, smooth, and taste better.
Yes. Men, if you ever fall asleep and you go into a dream, a wet dream especially,
I hate
and
those.
you're like, oh shit, I'm not ready for this.
Oh.
Manscaped is there for you.
Yeah, because Freddy's not going to want to touch anything. And, you know, it does feel good. Because, Carlos, I love when my balls get tugged and everything. And honestly, they won't do it without the Performance Package 4.0. Mm-hmm. You know what that includes, Carlos?
That includes a Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, and thanks to its advanced skin-safe technology, it will reduce grooming accidents, and it's also waterproof, and it has an LED spotlight for a precise shave.
Oh, that's nice. I do like that engineered advanced skin tech. It also does include the Weed Whacker nose and trimmer. And honestly, I hate having nose hairs. It happens to me all the time. So I end up shoving that thing in my nose. And guess what? I'm not scared, because it does reduce the nicks and ticks, everything, because it has a proprietary skin tech that helps you prevent all those fucking accidents. Also waterproof.
Yep.
Super convenient.
Yep.
Super nice.
Yes. The Performance Package also brings the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner to make your balls real yummy. It also includes a stylish Manscaped travel bag and sexy pair of boxer briefs, and you also get 2 free gifts.
2 free gifts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, guys. You don't want to pass on this deal, because honestly, those boxers, they look nice.
Yes, they do.
They make them. You want to grab them.
Yep.
But anyways, guys, if you do want to spoil your balls, you cannot miss this deal. Go to manscaped.com and use promo code Horror Daddy. Again, Horror Daddy for 20% off and free shipping.
Yep, that is Horror Daddy for 20% off and free shipping.
Your balls.
Well, thank you. Even if she jumped to hit her head on the TV, it wouldn't have broke like that.
Yeah.
Those glasses were hard.
I don't fucking know, but Max, I don't even know, because it cuts to a funeral. Like,
yeah, so it cuts and it's her funeral. It's what the only other funeral we get.
oh my
We don't see
God.
Philip get one.
No, we don't.
Or the other.
We get 2 funerals, but that's later at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's like they
didn't give a
chose
fuck
what it's like what kids should get one.
let's make it her. She got a cool. Well, they both got a cool ass kill. Damn it.
So then
This is where we meet the nun.
the nun.
The nun before the nun was the nun.
Yes, and the nun is talking to Neo, and then Nancy calls him over, and then the nun is gone. So the nun is like a ghost.
Because then Nancy comes like, "Who you talking to?" And he goes, myself.
So then Neil and Nancy are having dinner. He's kind of sad. He's doubting himself that he can't help these kids.
Yeah, because it's what he wanted to get to this job to help the kids, and they're just dropping.
And this is when she opens up to him and it's like, hey, I know what they're going through.
That wasn't a pun.
No.
For Philip's death.
Oh my God.
They're dropping like flies.
She opens up to him and it's like, hey, I know what they're going through. They're having these dreams about this man that's actually murdering them. She also has this Malaysian dream doll that's supposed to bring good dreams, which I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then they have a secret group session with the rest of the kids, and this is when she describes Freddy to them, so that, because the kids don't believe her, like she's like, I know where you're going to, and they're like, the fuck you don't.
Yeah, like because it's, I guess because they've heard it from all these people, and it's obviously they don't believe what they're going through.
They don't believe the adults, and she's an adult to them. And then she describes Freddy, and they're like, oh, she knows.
Yeah, like, oh shit.
Yeah. So they go to sleep.
I wanted her to go to the same thing as the first one. It's the man with the glove that goes, and they're like, oh shit, she knows.
So they fall asleep. And then, well, they don't know they're asleep. They're kind of just hanging on. They're like, oh, this didn't work. Nothing happens. So then this is when Joey drinks water. Then he sees the nurse, and the nurse calls him over. And you already know, like, oh, they're in a dream. We already know that this nurse ain't about that life.
She looks at him, winks at him, and like calls him over. And Joey's like, oh shit, let's go.
Yep.
And he goes over, starts taking her clothes, or she starts taking her clothes off, and butt ass naked. They start making out, and he lays on her, and they keep making out.
Yep.
But then there's a plot twist.
It turns out to be Freddy, which this nurse originally was supposed to be in Freddy makeup with just her tits out, and it was supposed to be like Freddy dubbing over the whole thing. It was kind of look like From Dusk Till Dawn kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And so this is what it was supposed to look like.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is that her? Oh, it is her. I
it's
thought
her, yeah. Wow. No, it's actually her. It's not Robert Englund in tits.
We'll try to censor it and put it on the screen for the YouTube audience, but that's creepy.
Yeah, so that's what it was supposed to be, and I guess it didn't look right, so they left it as just her.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, so this is when he kind of kidnaps Joey in a way, and keeps him in the dream world, so he's like in a coma state, and then the other kids in the office are showing off their Dream Warriors powers. So like Kincaid is super strong. Joey can walk.
Oh yeah, they realize they're in a dream.
Yeah, they realize it. Joey can walk, and he's the wizard master, so he has like magical powers.
He's a fucking nerd, bro.
Oh my god, leave him alone. And Kristen can do flips.
Whoa!
Which they save her. They save her.
They were like, how can we like just make her do flips and it'll save her?
But she also has the power to bring people into their dreams.
That's an overall ability. Yeah, that she can just do that.
And then Taryn is beautiful and bad.
Hell yeah.
Which I say that to myself like almost every day.
She's a bad bitch.
Yeah. So then I guess Freddy starts attacking them in a way, and they're like freaking out in the room. The room is shaking. It's like an earthquake happening. Windows are breaking, and then it cuts to the Dr. Sims walking in, and Joey is just on the floor in a coma state, and then all the kids just wake up like, oh, what the fuck? It just happened.
Yeah, they say code blue because they can't wake up Joey, and then that's when they're like announce that he's in an official coma.
Yep.
They don't know what the fuck's happening, and they're like, this is unacceptable.
Yep.
You know, this was a Karen over here being like, this was without my permission.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
She like
bro.
so snitched on them to the, I guess it was some type of overpop manager or something to them. He lets Nancy and Dr. Gordon go because he had enough. He's like, you've had 4 suicides in 2 days. And now they don't know how to explain to Joey's parents that he's in a fucking coma. And then this is when Neil's walking out. It cuts the scene. He's leaving work with his stuff, and he sees the nun again up in the tower. He goes in, and he's like, "Oh, this tower was shut down in the 40s. So how are you in here?" And then it's just when she starts talking about Amanda Krueger, which is the mom of Freddy Krueger, and he is the son of 1,000 maniacs. Which we'll get more into that story when we get to like parts 4 and 5.
Yeah, she just kind of mentions it like.
That she was locked in there.
She was R-worded pretty much, and that's how Freddy was born.
So then we cut to Nancy watching over Joey, and Joey gets she's like challenges Freddy, and Freddy writes on Joey's chest, "Come and get him, bitch." Like cuts it on his chest.
God damn,
Which honestly, Joey's gonna have that on the rest of his life. That's
a cool shit.
Come and get him, bitch. Or you know what? He should tattoo an arrow pointing down.
Come and get him, bitch, with an.
Yeah, because other than that, it's like, why do you have that as a scar? Why is that scarred on your body?
It's like, bitch, you want to try and find out?
Okay.
But that would be a cool scar. Which I'm like trying to think. I was telling you, it's like, how the fuck did they do that? Because it like you see it cutting like on screen. I mean, it later cuts and then the whole thing is already there. Yeah. But I mean, I think they just kind of like maybe
they probably started it with that, and then the other one was actual like
it was
prosthetic, and it was already done.
Yeah, it was really cool though.
So Then Nancy and Neil are trying to figure out how to defeat Freddy, and Nancy's solution is to go to her dad because her dad knows what they did with the body.
Oh, because the nurse tells him that, or not the nurse, the nun tells him like his body needs to be buried or something.
Be laid to rest in order for him to stop.
Yes.
Which cool idea.
Yeah,
I guess, because then it gets weirder.
It's kind of random.
It's random, and I feel like it's like, how do you kill someone that's in your dreams?
Yeah,
you really can't. So they have to figure out ways to like get rid of him for a minute.
Yeah, it reminded me of the I mean, of course this is way after, but the Fear Street, how like they had to bury the hand with the
yes
with the body and everything. I thought that was interesting. But it's like you said, it's like, how the fuck do you do it? Like you can't really. You have to try to make sense to it.
This I feel like this makes the most sense.
Yeah. Than
any of the other movies, because it's like, I've seen it before. It's like the demon is like angry, and it's like you just put him to rest, and he'll rest in peace.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole point. It's that, and I guess they could have been really cliche with like, oh, read this book and the spell cast them out and whatever.
Which we also don't get introduced to the whole dream demon thing until like later on. So we don't. I mean, they call him a demon pretty much, but they don't really say it until like later. Yeah,
I know people make a big deal out of this, where it's like, oh my god, this is such a stupid plot point, but it's like, it's fine, to be honest. It's not really that distracting. Like, it's honestly I think the best thing that they could do to be original. Yeah. And they brought back the dad, which it would make sense why the dad would. I think because he knows where
he's buried.
Yeah, it's like, I think I could make sense of it.
Yeah. So then we come back to Kristen, and Kristen's freaking out again because they let go of Nancy, and she's like, "You just fucking murdered all of us." To Dr. Sin. She's like, what? She said, "I'm gonna beat your ass, bitch." To the doctor. And this doctor gets her ass cussed out the whole movie, and I'm here for that.
Yep. Wait.
Good for her.
Yeah. She's "I'm gonna get you, bitch." Yeah, and as they're taking her away.
When they're taking her, it's like, "You stupid bitch."
Yeah. You stupid bitch, you murdered us. And I'm like, oh my god, imagine if this was a reality show.
This is Bad Girls Club. Like, real fucking.
And Dr. Sims is just like so appalled that they're like cussing her out. And I'm like, yeah, because you're literally murdering them. You're not listening. Nancy literally told her before she left, listen to them.
Yeah, she's
because if not, they're in danger. And she literally does the opposite. Sedate them.
Yeah, sedate them and then call them weak and fucking stupid, pretty much.
So then Nancy and Neil show up at a bar. They see the dad there. Nancy trying to get him to help, and he's like
drunk as fuck.
Yup, that, and he's like, nah, not helping you.
Hell no. But you know that she's there with
Neil.
With Neil, and he's like, oh damn, she got daddy issues. Hell yeah, brother.
He is a lot old. He is a lot older than her. He looks at least a lot older than her.
And so he's like angry. Like,
but he gets a pager from the kids, and he calls the hospital, and they like, hey, they locking up Kristen, we in danger. Like, help, please help. So he sends Nancy to the kids. He stays with the dad, like aggressively throws him against the walls, like, you gonna help me or you gonna help me?
Which I'm like, okay, at the end of it, he's still a cop. You can't just assault him.
He's drunk. The cop will be more at fault than him.
He'll forget.
He's not drunk. Sir, how did this start? This drunk ass officer hit me. And then they do the alcohol levels. Dad's at fault. Neil's fine.
I guess that's true. That's a valid point.
So Nancy or Neil then cuts to Neil going to a church, and I'm like, why he stopping at a church for? Like, I was very confused after the first time I saw this. And then he gets holy water, and then he steals a cross. The pastor catches his ass, and then he's like, take my license, I'll be back.
The fucking priest is like, what the fuck just happened?
I'll reimburse you later, he tells the priest, and I'm like, it's just a cross. It's probably $10.
Oh my god, I fucking love that scene because I think it was completely not necessary.
No, but I guess we needed like, where did he get the holy water from?
I guess that's true.
But
I do like that he puts the holy water on a glass of like vodka, like a little.
Because he empties the dad's steak. Yeah, the flask.
It's so funny.
I was just the fact that he gave him the license reminded me of high school. It's like when you were taking something and you had to give your school ID in order, because if not you weren't gonna get it back.
Or like I think some bars you have to give like an ID and then get it back at the end.
Yeah, you do. I did that like a few weeks ago.
I do. So when I watched that scene, I didn't listen. I didn't hear the part when he was like, "Here's my license," because I was laughing too loud. But I just imagined because he goes, "I'm gonna reimburse you." So I thought he was gonna pull out cash and like give him like a couple bucks. But then he pulls out a thing. I thought this motherfucker gave him a coupon. It was like, "Here's a coupon to Golden Corral, bitch." And he's like, "What the hell?"
Buy a buffet, the second buffet free.
The priest is like, "That fucking cross was free, dumbass."
Yeah. Or what if the coupon was like, one free prayer for some bullshit? So yeah, then Nancy, she arrives at the hospital. Max is not letting her see the Kristen, but she's like,
"Let me see the other ones.
Let me see the other ones. Say goodbye to them." So then she goes into the room and like, "Hey, we're gonna have one more secret session.
Like,
no one will know."
"Bitch, you try to kill us." Like, you tried killing us 3 times.
And then she's like, "We're gonna save Kristen. Straight talk in this room. We're gonna save Kristen, but just so y'all know, I'm giving you the warning here, so y'all can't sue me after this. If y'all go in here, y'all might die.
Give me consent. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's go."
I'm letting y'all know before y'all asses go in here, and then y'all want to talk about, oh, she never told us we gonna fucking die. She fucking warned their ass. She was made sure she wasn't gonna get sued for getting them murdered.
She's like the Viagra commercials. She's like, "All right, we're gonna go and beat his ass. Just letting you know you might die." Anyways.
Yeah, like the very what is that called? The tiny print.
Yeah.
Like, y'all will die if y'all come in here.
And I love that.
Now sign the contract.
I love that they go, "Yes, I'm down. Yes, I'm down." And Kim K's like, "Let's beat his ass, motherfuckers."
He goes, "We're gonna beat his ass all the way to dreamland." I'm like, "Yep, yes we are." So then Neil arrives at the junkyard, and then they're trying to look for the car.
Yeah, it kind of codes back and forward.
Then
Nancy's putting he doing this hypnosis type shit.
Yes.
My ass is give him melatonin. Just give him melatonin, put him to sleep.
But
Why?
they haven't slept in days. They would have fallen asleep to anything.
That's true.
Regardless. So
they have to do this whole hypnosis shit.
So they get to Kristen. They're in the room with her, and then Freddy starts splitting them up by cutting up the walls. And since the walls are like the mattress stuff,
yeah,
it's the feathers going everywhere, and they get split.
I do love that this looks so cool, like all the slashes, because it's practical, and all the feathers going everywhere, and that they use a feather to transition to the next dream, the scene.
Yeah, so it's kind of like we're watching it all at once.
Yeah,
but not really. So the first one is Kristen's, which is basically the scene from the beginning, except her mom comes in and her mom seems a lot happier than the beginning. That's how it's like, okay, this is a dream.
Yeah.
Because her mom's attitude seemed a lot different. And then she gives her a hug. She tells her she loves her. And then you hear the guy saying, "Where's the bourbon?" as she's talking to Kristen. And then I guess the guy hates waiting for the mom. So he grabs her ass and cuts her head off. And it's Freddy in a fucking tuxedo, which I do have a drawing of, or a print of that. And I love it.
Yeah,
it sits really next to my bedside because I like having nightmares.
He looks over and Freddy's standing there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Why is this happening to me?"
But he cut, and then it's the mom's head talking, and it's like, "Kristen, why the fuck you never let me have a man over? You always fucking interrupting all my dick appointments. Leave me the fuck alone." So then her and Kristen and then Freddy start fighting. She does her little flip, gets away from him.
She used her power. She used her power.
She sallies out the window.
And she tumbles down the stairs.
Yeah, tumbles down the stairs.
Dies.
Imagine.
She just dies.
But she gets up, she's calling for Nancy, and then we cut to Taryn, and Taryn hears her. She's looking for her, and then Taryn ends up in this alleyway where there's Jake's bar, which kind of looks like very Freddy's Revenge, that setting. And
I wonder if it's the same bar, like if it's supposed to be like in the lore. But this is where it's Taryn versus Freddy.
Yeah,
because she turns around. He has a long ass mohawk.
Which, fun fact, one of his little nails, his fingernail or his razors, fall during this fight. If you pay attention. Really,
I know. I read that she accidentally stabbed Robert Englund.
Yeah,
like for real. Like it's a prop knife, but that shit probably fucking hurt. Yeah, still.
It's just like, come on, guys. More professional.
But I do love that this is where he got his training for Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
Because they started fucking fighting with I love her with 2 switchblades and then him with his finger gloves, and they're like clashing together. Yep.
And then this is when we also get the iconic nail finger needles, which I do like that the glove hand, you can see that it's still the glove with the needles.
Yep.
And then the other one is just like coming out of his fingers.
It looks really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Dead by Daylight should do as one of the cosmetics.
They should do more cosmetic, but it's the other Freddy we don't talk about. So then you see that her arms has like these little holes that are like little mouths sucking, and then he stabs her with the needles, and he like overdoses her, which her head was supposed to explode.
Yeah, I read that.
And it didn't. It didn't work out, so
they just cut it short. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sucks. It would have been cool because you could see that her head kind of expands a little bit, and then it just cuts to.
So I guess when they find her dead, it's that she looks like she overdosed on something.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, did we see her?
We don't see their bodies,
no?
So that's the thing. The funeral at the end is not for them either, and we don't talk about them anymore after this.
It's like they just forget about them.
I mean,
that's fine. We don't need that many funeral scenes.
Yeah. So then we cut to Will, and Freddy comes over. Will,
can we say the least, the fucking most boring one?
It is. And how you gonna run up on Freddy like that, Will? Like, come on, don't do that.
You geeky looking ass. Yeah, I have superpowers.
So Freddy, this is cool that Freddy does turn the wheelchair into like this real like Mad Max looking thing.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
And runs it at him, and Will destroys it with his wizard powers.
And it cuts his leg because I think he falls down.
Yeah, he falls, and then this is when he like gets up. He's like, "I'm the Wizard Master. I'm the Wizard Master." And he gets up and shoots his little green lasers.
And Freddy's like, "Bitch, what the fuck?"
Well, he blows up the wheelchair, and then he shoots it at Freddy. And Freddy's like, "Ah!" And then he's running towards Freddy. I'm like, "Do not run up on him like that.
You run away, motherfucker.
You're running up at someone with a weapon. You have your magical powers. Keep the distance."
His ego took the best of him.
It really did, because then he gets murdered.
Hey, that's what he gets, which is really boring because you have like, you know, everyone got these cool ass kills. He just gets stabbed in the chest.
He just picks up Will and just.
And that's it. And then it just cuts to the next scene.
Yep, you really are the Wizard Master. Dead on the ground now. So then, cuts to Kristen and Nancy. They reunite. Kincaid hears them. He breaks through the wall to show us that his superpower is strength. Mm-hmm. I guess.
Yeah.
And then,
which honestly, the most useful one out of all of them.
Yep. And then Kincaid challenges. This is where he challenges Krueger. Like, Krueger, come out, you pussy!
Fucking love it. It's
and
so
Nancy's
great.
Like, stop.
Yeah, stop, motherfucker. He is ready to throw hands.
Yeah. And she's like, you see him coming his ass out? He's scared. And then a door appears.
And they're like, oh shit.
Yep.
He's here.
So they go through the door. And then this is when we come back to Neil. Neil basically...
He finds he finds out that it's the skeleton is on the back of the truck from the first movie,
which is the car, the Cadillac from the first movie, technically.
And then the dad tried to fucking leave.
Yeah, he's like, I got your keys, boo. You can't go nowhere.
Okay, can the car stay on without the keys?
Was it on?
Yeah, the lights were on. That's how they could see because the lights were on.
I think you can turn on the light.
I don't think so. I can't take out my keys without the lights.
It's an old car. Don't quite.
That's true.
It might be a.
It's
thing.
what is a Boatsmobile or whatever? It's like those.
It looked like a pickup truck to me, but yeah. So that
he tries to leave his ass. And
so
he tries.
He finds the bones and they start digging for the grave.
Yeah.
Is
this a fight scene that we get?
So no, we cut back to the Dream Warriors now. And they find Joey. Mm-hmm. Nancy goes to save Joey because she's like, let him go. And Freddy's like, all right, because he's like hanging over a hole.
Yeah, and then you see it's like a pit that goes
straight to hell. Which I thought they were already there. But
and then he goes, let him go. He's like, all right.
Yeah, so Nancy runs over. Kincaid kind of helps her because she's about to fall. She grabs him. Then Kristen starts flipping. And she's kicking Freddy.
Flipping more.
Yep,
and she's using her powers.
Yep. And then Kincaid picks up Joey and Nancy saves them. And then he tries to fight Freddy. And then he gets the hand over Kincaid. Nancy then stabs him. He pulls out the thing she stabbed him with, licks it, and then he shows her his chest of souls.
Yeah, because he says the souls of children.
Yeah.
It gives me strength.
Yes, they do.
And it's so cool because you see like little heads like in there and they're like screaming. It looks really fucking cool.
Yeah. And then Freddy then realizes that his bones are about to be buried, so he just disappears, and they're like, "What the fuck just happened?" So then at the junkyard, this is when the bones come out. Which this is one more thing I'm gonna complain about. Not really complain.
Okay.
So in the first movie and in the second movie, the moms. Or not the moms, but Jesse finds the glove in the furnace, and in the first movie, Nancy's mom shows her that she still had the glove.
Yeah.
This skeleton got the glove on.
Oh.
So where'd it come from?
Oh, Bitch, we don't question that.
Exactly. But anyways, so it's this real skeleton, Army of Darkness looking skeleton, fighting them.
Honestly, the effects look really good for the time.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not complaining about the effects.
No, because I saw on Letterboxd people being like, "What the fuck was that skeleton all
It's
about?"
like, okay, put yourself in 1987. That's the best you gonna get.
It looks really good.
I'd rather get that than somebody in a fucking latex suit dressed as like trying to be a fucking skeleton,
or just Freddy showing up. Like, I think it's really good. Like, it doesn't look that bad. I think people exaggerated a little too much.
They did. It's like, come on now, you can't have an actual person in a skeleton suit. That wouldn't look right. Then Freddy showing up, that would not make any fucking sense because it's technically in the real world.
Exactly.
Even though I don't know how. Yeah, the bones are already there. Which then he kills her dad here. Mr. Thompson dies because he's like, oh, it's you again? I told you ass is on site. And
it's on site, motherfucker.
Hey, bitch, what's up, bitch? Suck my dick,
yep.
bitch.
And then,
but then he dies.
Oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
He dies. Neil gets knocked out. The skeleton starts to bury Neil, and he's like, "All right, I'm good now." And then we cut back to the kids. The bones fall to the ground. We come back to the kids. They're like in this hallway full of mirrors, which this is what I remember as being as a child.
This whole scene.
It's a specific scene.
Gotcha. And it looks really cool because like what happened, there's many sizes of mirrors and everything, and then we start hearing Freddy, but then we see him in all the mirrors, and it looks really cool. Like I do love that it's still kind of creepy, little playful, but still like creepy. I would say
it's very Scooby-Doo for some reason.
Yeah, it kind of does remind me of Scooby-Doo a little bit.
I guess because they always run through one door and come out. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, but it's like everywhere they look, there's like a different Freddy. But then like they start backing up, and Nancy gets grabbed through the mirror.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah, they all
Except
start
Joey.
seeing him. Oh yeah, that's true. Joey's kind of freaking out in panic, like at the end of the hallway.
Yeah, because the thing is that Joey really hasn't shown us his power, so we don't know what his powers are, his Dream Warrior powers. So then when they get taken through the mirror, Joey's had enough and he screams.
Yeah, he's like, stop.
So his power is like a sonic boom, basically.
Yeah, and all the Freddys are like covering his ears, and then the mirrors.
The mirrors shatter, and then the other three come back into the hallway, and then you know that Joey grew up to be that coach from Sky High.
Whoa, he's Bruce Campbell.
He's Bruce Campbell.
Holy shit, he's my favorite now.
No, but then they
kind of celebrate his power because he starts talking now.
He starts talking, and Nancy's like, "Oh, we killed Freddy," and honestly, on a first time watch, I'm like, "That's it."
Yeah, I was like, because then the music started playing, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's." And then I look, it's like 20 minutes left. And I was like, "Oh, okay, we're still down." So
Nancy hears her dad come calling her from the other room, and she goes in, and her dad comes down like an angel.
He starts bad CGI floating down,
and
he goes, "I have crossed to the other side."
Yeah, and she's like, "What?" And he's like,
"Bitch, I'm motherfucking dead."
What I just said. So she hugs him, and then it's revealed that it's Freddy again. He's not, and he stabs her
fucking in the chest. Yes,
which I hope whoever came up with this regrets it to this day.
Yeah, they kind of did.
Because now we can't really continue this story with her if they ever want to restart, like continue the timeline
of love. Yeah, because
if they want to bring Nancy back, they kind of have to like forget everything about every single sequel except the first one.
Yeah. Which honestly, they're probably gonna do because that's a trend now.
Which I feel like they shouldn't.
They should have started after the second one.
I'll talk later.
Okay.
After the movie, I'll say what I would like. So he kills Nancy. Kristen goes to help her. He slaps the shit out of Kristen. And then he's going to kill Kristen. And Nancy then comes out and stabs him. As this is happening, Neil starts burying the bones and throwing the holy water. So then Freddy kind of starts burning up and like lights coming through him.
From dust, from dust to dust.
Ashes
to ashes, dust to dust.
Yeah. And then Freddy kind of like blows up in a sense.
Yeah.
But with light, so he moved on.
It's almost like he's being burnt by the holy water, but like in the dream.
So then Nancy, as she's dying, Kristen's crying over her, and she says, "I'm gonna dream. I don't want you to die. I'm gonna dream you into a beautiful dream. I promise." And Nancy passes. We go to her funeral, where Neil sees the nun, and then he follows her. I love that the funeral is not over and he just runs away.
Yeah, he's just
the pastor's still talking about Nancy. He just walks away. Me, I would have been like, damn, you really did not care.
Yeah, you just fucking hit that. You smashed that and then don't give a fuck.
You tooted and booted.
Disrespectful as fuck.
No, but it's revealed that the nun that he was seeing was actually Amanda Krueger, Freddy's mom.
Holy fuck.
And then
the plot twist.
And then we cut to Neil sleeping. He has the Malaysian doll that Nancy had, and he kept the house. And then the light in Nancy's room in the toy house turns on.
Like this one right here? So are you saying that Freddy's living here right now?
So that's what I'm going to ask you. And then we cut to the amazing song Dream Warriors.
Hell yeah.
So
such a bop.
Here's the thing. Oh, and that's Dream Warriors.
Wait.
Thank you.
There we go.
So here's the thing. Do you think that was Nancy or do you think that was Freddy?
Fuck. That's a good one. Because Freddy technically died. Unless they kind of made like, you think he died, like you think this is the way of killing him, but not
Because
really.
I feel like that's an argument.
Yeah,
of who it is.
That could be a fair argument. It would be interesting to have like Nancy maybe stuck in the house.
So I think it's Nancy.
Okay.
Because Kristen does tell her, I'm gonna dream you into a beautiful dream, and I feel like it's Nancy living Nancy living her life in a dream that it's in her house, possibly with her parents, and she thinks it's happy and
and everything. So, but then you see it like represented in the house. I can
that
see it's like her soul is stuck
one
in there.
Turning on the light.
I can see that.
And she's probably gonna, and the also having the Malaysian dream doll that's supposed to bring good dreams to you, having it right next to the house.
It's like a little symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. I think that's better than just being like Freddy's.
But there's also an argument that it's still Freddy alive, and because he obviously torments people in that specific room too.
Yeah, which I get why it would be that. Like it would make it's my first thought. My thing is like, oh, it's kind of like it's every time they fucking do it, it's like the bad guy's still there. But like if you really wanted to end it here, like Freddy died, like that was the way of killing him.
And she went with him.
Yeah. So it's like I would like that idea that this is Nancy living in like that her soul is stuck in the house or something like that, and she's living this normal life now.
Yeah.
Which I like that idea way more than just Freddy's back. So
and it's also Neil, the one sleeping there, so it's like she's sending him good dreams.
Yeah, I do like that. I think that's a good message to have. Of course, you can always interpret it however, but yeah I do like that. I feel like if I would have to give it an ending, I would say that's Nancy. I do like that a lot.
Good job.
All right, well, there is Dream Warriors, and like we do on every episode, we're gonna read our reviews.
Oh yes,
baby.
yes. So, my 1-star review would go like, the skeleton, bro. I'm crying. 1 star. And then my 5-star is, this movie is pure gold. We are the Dream Warriors. Can't get enough of it. The concept of the Elm Street children having special abilities in the dream world to fight Krueger, where he is all powerful, is such a magical idea.
Yeah.
The special effects are amazing, and the nightmare sequences are horrifying in the best way possible.
Yeah, and it's true. I think this one has one of the long lasting, like you start thinking about like that scene with Philip. Always like I remember seeing it the first time, it fucking with my head a little bit, because it is visually kind of like terrifying.
Yeah. Fun fact, I wrote that one 5-star.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so annoying. That's so funny. All right, so my 1 star. Hey yo, what the fuck is this low budget Doctor Strange doing here?
I almost picked that one.
That was such a good one. And then my 5-star review is, I bet it gets Wes Craven so heated that he didn't make the best Freddy movie. This was written before he passed, by the way.
It was, and he actually did write something for Dream Warriors, but they didn't go with his original idea.
Disrespectful as fuck, because it was like similar idea.
And I think it was gonna be. They were saying it was gonna be like too much, like, and I don't know. And I'm like, nowadays they would have let it happen.
Yeah,
because nowadays we get some good shit.
Yeah, they had the other two one just kind of rewrite the entire
some
thing,
of the stuff.
Much.
Yep.
So they used, because I know he wanted to bring Nancy back still.
Yes,
but it was
I think he had a whole different idea for Dream Warriors, and they went. I mean, I'm not complaining. This one is still amazing.
It's true, but it makes me curious of like what could have been. What
could have been? Yep.
All right, so Carlos, I'm gonna put you in a situation. You ready? So you're having a dream, right? You're being chased by a crazed maniac. Okay. So you're running. Start running, Carlos. Start running.
Oh, sorry.
You're running, bitch. Look behind you. It's Freddy. Oh shit, he's there. So, but now he caught you in a corner. And you have the ability to bring one person. Oh my God, it's fucking Freddy, bitch. He's right here. And he tells you he about to kill you. He's like, oh, fresh meat.
Oh.
But now you can bring only one person, okay? And you have 3 options, okay?
Okay.
And they all have their own power.
Okay.
It could be James Charles. And his ability is that he can control little boys. And he has an army of little boys to help him out. Allegedly.
Okay.
Or O.J. Simpson that has sword abilities, but you run the risk of him killing you.
Okay.
Or it could be me, and my power is that I can just turn into a random tree. So who would you pick? James Charles and his little army? O.J. Simpson, but running the risk that he could kill you? Or me being completely useless?
This is very problematic. So, I'm just gonna risk it all and go with the tree.
The tree? You're like, fuck it. You just stand there. I'll beat him up.
Yeah.
You wouldn't run the risk with O.J. Simpson?
No.
He could help you, but
no.
at the end, he might kill you.
No, I'm gonna let those people be. I'm not dealing with them. All right. If you were a dream warrior, what would be your power?
Oh, fuck. What would be my power? I would make it useful. I'm not gonna do a flip. I'm not gonna do a flip.
Okay.
I don't want to be a badass. Like,
I feel like if this was made today, they would make powers that could. They could do so much with special effects that they can probably make their powers a little bit more useful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They got what they could get it for 87. Okay,
It's true. That's true. They're like, fuck it. Let's just you can scream really loud.
Yeah.
Mine, if I had to, I would have like maybe I could stretch. Like I could be like Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
And kind of stretch my limbs everywhere. I could probably punch Freddy from afar.
Okay.
Like that would be kind of cool. I think that would be like a useful one because like, oh, we're falling. Bitch, I can grab anything and hold ourselves, something like that.
Okay.
What would be yours?
Well, that's the thing. So I tend to have a lot of dreams of me flying. So I think that would be my dream warrior.
Flying?
I think that's my dream warrior power
But you could
right now.
You could use that because we can fly away from Freddy.
Even though he can probably turn into an airplane and we could have this like chase in the sky.
Which is surprising that we don't see him like turning into things or anything like that. Like he does.
We have the worm.
I guess that's true.
And the TV.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
He does turn into.
You got me there. He
did.
can. He can fuck us up.
He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. So I mean, we have a chance.
That's why I like the idea of the movie is the kids teaming up to try to defeat him all with their powers because he is the all-time dream demon.
Yeah.
That he could do whatever he wants.
And then this is their fighting chance. We can take him down. We can be like Toy Story. You're Buzz Lightyear with the rocket on the back. You're flying me and you're holding me. I'm Woody. And I'm kicking him with my limbs and stretching him. And he's trying to get us, but I keep punching him and kicking him and you're flying away. I think we can do this.
I don't know. Freddy's kind of OP.
Yes,
in the dream world.
He's really OP, but we have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
We're the Dream Warriors. So, daddy of the movie.
I guess I'll go with Neil.
You think Neil? Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised with that answer.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to pick Joey.
I have daddy issues.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So, yeah, I mean, I was, wow, I'm surprised. I thought you were going to pick Joey because Joey's mine.
Okay.
I think fine. Joey's like adorable and it's like, oh, okay. And he, he had his fighting chance at the end.
He sure did.
And he's very likable. I like him.
Yep. And
even though he has a magical tattoo that disappears.
That's fine.
So that's his dream warrior power. So we're gonna try and do this new thing where we're gonna do a daddy meter.
Yep.
Daddy-o meter. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yep.
And we have 3 different, designations. It's the top is Daddy Dom, which is the tippy top of the meter. We got the middle tier, which is just the daddy. It's just regular daddy.
Daddy verse.
Yeah, daddy. Daddy first. And then we got daddy sub, which is the lower part of the meter. Where would you put your daddy?
He's definitely a daddy sub because Neil just comes off as the type that he does whatever you tell him.
Really? Like
Nancy proved that in this movie.
That's true. Nancy got the power of the vagina.
She sure does.
He's like, yes, the hypnosil, love it. Love that, Nancy. Okay, I can see that. I would put Joey just some regular daddy because I think he with the scream, he'll what if he screams at you like that? You'll be like, oh, okay.
No. Who the fuck you yelling at? You gotta remember, I'm like Kincaid.
That's true. You got an attitude.
Yeah. Who the fuck you yelling at?
Okay, so I would put Joey on the middle tier on Daddy, and then Neo on Daddy sub.
Yep. Yeah, definitely a Daddy sub.
There we go.
So okay, so my idea if they try to requel this series would be to start from the Dream Child.
Interesting. Okay.
Because Freddy's dead to me is just
literally that's when he died.
I don't like it. But the Dream Child to me is interesting because spoiler alert for who hasn't seen it, the final girl, she has a baby. Freddy's getting through her to her by going through the baby's dreams, which is in her womb. So that's how he's getting to her. And I feel like that story of Jacob, I think that was his name, would be interesting. Jacob now older.
Oh, I see. And like going through
this now with Freddy, and then the mom knows what he's going through, so she's trying to help him. Alice, that would be interesting. And he also lost his dad to Freddy.
Gotcha.
Because Dan dies.
That would be an interesting way of putting it. Like I would say, like for my ideal one, I don't want the second movie to be remade, just because I do love that movie a lot. I think if I were to do a requel, it would be from because I like Dream Warriors too, but like I would have to put it on Dream Warriors because I want to see Heather Langenkamp coming back. Like I think it would be a cool idea. I've always thought of this idea where Heather Langenkamp goes, well, Hypnosis. I don't know why I try to put, they try to put real life into the world, so I can see like Hypnosis becomes really popular and like maybe the price skyrockets. It's not as convenient, accessible, yes, and maybe Heather Langenkamp's like, well, I can't, like you see her and she maybe like fucked with her memory, so that way she can't remember Freddy that way. She like, I don't know, electrocute herself or like tries medication to forget Freddy, and then the curse of Freddy dies for a while, but then it comes back as like a rumor, kind of like a urban legend, but then it's like she hears it and starts remembering him, and then maybe it's her grandkids or some kids or whatever. I think I always thought that idea could be kind of interesting, but I do like your idea with the Dream Child. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, and maybe call it like a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6. The Dream, the Dream Demon.
The Dream Demon.
Finish it off with the Dream Demon.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
Because the Dream Demons do get technically introduced in Part 6.
Oh, that's true.
So if they want to keep that in the lore, keep it like the Dream Trilogy, where it's like the Dream, which there's already a Dream Trilogy, so I guess the Dream Saga.
Yeah.
Because the Dream,
so like a complete story.
Yeah, Dream Warriors, Dream Master, Dream Child, now the Dream Demon, which is the end.
That would be cool. I do like that. Would you want Robert Englund to come back? Because I know there's an argument.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't mind. I would love him. And he does say that he has it in himself. He has one movie in himself to do. But I probably would do where he's in the shadows, because he's a lot older. Yeah, obviously, and he's a little chunky now.
Yeah, in like Jason versus Freddy, you can tell that it's like, oh, he looks older.
Yeah, he's a little heavier than he was obviously in the 80s. So I feel like keeping him in the shadows will be better. And then maybe we get his last reveal at the end.
That would be cool.
But obviously, he's probably gonna need like a stunt double for the bigger stuff, and they could probably get away with it.
That's true. I would like to see it like how they did in the second Freddy's Revenge, where it's like his eyes are like the main focus. Yeah, that would be cool.
I also wouldn't mind the movie to end in such a dark way where it kind of does like a Candyman, where he takes over Jacob. And Jacob becomes the new Freddy. Yeah. And then this spins off a new trilogy.
Where it's like he's passing the mantle. That would be cool.
Because that's his whole thing of going after Jacob. It's, I guess, they can make up this whole thing where the Dream Demons are like, okay, you're already retired. We don't need you. Like and they want something else. Yes.
I can see that.
They want someone else.
That would be cool. And I feel like it would open... Because you would still give the fans what they want, but then also kind of start your own way.
Open possibilities.
Yeah. But, no, yeah. Would you have
and more dark endings.
I honestly,
they're cynical, but I kind of like them.
Dark endings.
They leave such a space, an impact, and a space for conversations.
Yeah, it is true. Like we were watching Child's Play, and it's like that movie could have had such a fucked up ending. Which, if you haven't seen our episode, go check it out.
Listened.
Oh yeah, listen to our episode because we do talk about it. How that movie could have a really fucked up ending, and it would have had a lasting effect on everything, and it would have been really cool. I would like to see more of that. If you're gonna do a fucking requel, go all the way out. Yep. Like, don't just bullshit it like they did with the remake.
Yep. And I mean, it's like, damn it if you do, damn if you don't. You're gonna piss off some people anyways.
But just try something new, really. But also listen to some of the fans. Like, I think they have good ideas. So if you want some writers, we gave you a couple ideas here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But do you have a best kill for this episode?
Oh, so I would go with Jennifer.
Jennifer, oh really?
Yeah, Jennifer.
That is a cool one.
It's just like, welcome prime time, bitch.
Yeah, that's such an iconic one.
It doesn't make sense in the real world how she got up there, but the dream world, I like that kill. What? Okay, what's yours?
Mine's, I think it has to be Phillips. I do like the visual of him walking with his tendons out. That thing is so fucking creepy.
So what's your favorite dream sequence? Or should I say nightmare sequence?
Oh, fuck. I guess. Fuck, I'm trying to think.
Because to me, Phil's death is just him falling.
Okay,
dream sequence, that's cool.
Well, wouldn't technically Jennifer's be still a dream?
But it kills her.
I guess, yeah, that's true. Okay, so dream sequence, Phillips. If we're going to say death, I would... Taryn's.
Okay.
I think her death is cool. I would have wished we would have had the head explode, but I do like that it's like they still use her addiction to her. Which I guess Jennifer, you could say the same with her because she wanted to be famous. She wanted to be on TV. She literally is in the TV. Yeah. So I guess there's a way that
Philip dies by what he does, which is marinating.
Marinates. Why can't I say that?
Yes, puppets.
She does puppets. There you go. The only one that he doesn't get is Will. Will just dies.
Which would have been cool if Freddy turned into like some type of fucking dragon and killed him.
Yeah, that could have been cool. Because
that's his whole thing.
D&D.
Yeah. My favorite dream sequence would be the worm.
That's true. That's a good one.
Just the music alone that's going on in the background.
In the set design and everything.
Design. The worm itself, Nancy and Freddy seeing each other for the first time after all these years.
Like everything combined is so great.
Him noticing her, it's like, oh, it's you again. Like, loved it.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good choice. That's a good choice.
Yep. All right. So that was Dream Warriors 1987.
Wow. I'm very glad that you put me into this movie. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But that's the episode, right?
That is the episode. Remember to, or not remember, but obviously join us next week. We were going to cover, as we're going to move on now to a newer movie, Host from 2021.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh.
It came out during COVID. That's why COVID was such a blur to me.
Yeah, I felt like 2019 and now it's 2022. Like, what the fuck?
2020, which I don't think this is the right poster, but yeah, 2020.
Yeah. So I'm not excited to watch that because I don't want to watch it by myself. So I'm probably going to watch it with you.
That's fine. It's only 57 minutes. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah, that's true. It's just the last jump scare. I've seen it and that shit is scary.
It is scary.
But it's on Shudder, right?
It's on Shudder.
So go watch it if you haven't. So that way you can join us next week.
Exactly.
But again, I want to say thank you to our sponsors. So
Manscape.
Please check us out. Horror Daddy, promo code 20% off, free shipping.
Your boss will thank you.
Yeah, your boss will thank you. If you want to check out our merchandise, you can check the link down below. We have summer shirts in there, possible future designs as soon as possible. But yeah, check us out. It'll support the episode, the show. It'll make us really happy. But if you can't do that, you can always leave a review and a comment on YouTube, like and subscribe. That really does help us. Apple Podcasts, leave a rating and a fucking review if you can. If you decide to give us a 1-star, let us know how we can improve. We would really appreciate it.
Yep. We also
Your face tells it all.
It's fine. I get it. And we're not for everyone, but
That's true.
We also have tank tops now in the store too, because I know it's getting hot outside. And tank tops are lifesavers.
Yeah.
Especially if you live in Florida.
I'll try to put pictures around with the tank tops. So go check those out, please. They're comfy. They like them. We got our little mascot on you can't see him, but on the side he's wearing a sweater and it looks real nice.
Yes, it does. So, and remember,
we're the Dream Warriors.
Don't wanna dream no more.
We fucked that up.
We're
the Dream Warriors.
See you in your dreams. Mwah.